It's coming down out there. No plinking for me today. Yeah. Oh, I know what I could do. Let's take a look at the bug out bag. What's up, guys? Everyman's Preps. Bobby here. Where your skills should be as sharp as the blade you carry. I'm just gonna go over my bug out bag here. I finally got a new bag for it. It's got a partial frame, a lot of pockets, and that's good because I can keep things organized. It does have an area for the hydration packs or the camel packs, whatever. But I don't have a camel pack right now. I don't care. All I need is a water bottle, which I have. So, just gonna go over this, and this is also going to be connecting with the scout pack, because the scout pack, as I realized when I put it on, put the belt on and tightened it up to as much as I could and started jumping around, walking around, it's kind of falling off me. Couldn't get it on tight enough so it would stay, but that's okay because I got this new idea here, and I'll go over that once we get to the parts that I'm talking about. So this is bug out bag review, and we're going to start with the top pocket, which is this. This bag has a lot of compression straps all around it, built to keep it in and keep it small, keep it compressed. But on the top pocket here, there's the zip up here where I like to keep some first aid kits and care of or for parts. And I'm actually going to show you a lot of these things because I got some new things too. I got a whetstone. Well, this is not new. This is kind of old. I was actually using this a few minutes ago, so it's kind of wet still. But this is a standard whetstone. You got a smoother side and a coarser side for taking off the metal, finding it out. Keeping your blade sharp, very important thing. And then I also have a backup auto sharpening tool. Apparently this is also made by the people that I have my diamond file for somewhere here. I use that mainly to sharpen things with, but every now and then I'll take out my whetstone. I don't want to get rusty on any kind of skills, so I'm sharpening with whetstone and diamond file. This is also has I can't remember. These are like blades or something that you run the blade through and it automatically sharpens it to a specific profile, and then you take it on the other side and there's the smoothing ceramics style in there. They're all in crosses, so when you put the blade through it, it automatically profiles to a certain kind of tip. I have no control over that, but that's why I like to have that as backup, and I can sharpen more kind of things with this. I can sharpen knives, I can sharpen swords, I can sharpen axes with this, machetes, even though I usually use a file for machetes. Small and medium first aid kits. This is my standard small first aid kit. I usually keep this in a backpack with me at all times, but I'm just putting this in my bug out bag because this has got more in it than when I got it with. Let's open it up real quick and I'll show you. I put the two first and second stage water purification tablets in there. I gotta tell you, I like the second stage because the first stage makes the water all look nasty and gross. I actually tried it, so I know what I'm doing. I put the space age blanket or whatever, the Mylar blanket in there. Probably when it comes down to camping in colder temperatures, if I have to, I'll probably just be unfolding this and putting it inside the tarp that I got, so the heat more reflects into the tarp and keeps me warmer. But right now I'm not ready for tarp tenting, whatever you want to call it. Also, there's the original original stuff in there. I've only had to use one band-aid a few times. Oh, I've only had to use a few band-aids a few times. And there's the whistle in there. There's my butane jet torch and some razors right there. Pack of razors. I barely touched them. So I'm going to put everything back in real quick. You notice that these things were in the Scout Pack .10. Well, this is the smaller first aid kit. That when I get to how I'm setting up the Scout Pack again, I will usually take this off out of the bag and keep this one on me. Medium first aid kit. I haven't even opened it up, really. I don't want to open this up, but I might later on just to inspect what's in it. But it gives you a list right here, what's in there. It's kind of more like a double-sized of the other one. It's the same brand. It's pretty cool. It's got that. You know, I haven't even opened it up yet. This one actually comes with some medication in it too, like ibuprofen and allergy medication, Benadryl, afterbite, sting, and itch relief wipes. So it's a little more. Yeah, this is like half that. See, you can see on this it says first aid .05. I don't know if you can see that very well. .05, and this is a .1. So we got that. The last bit for the care of and care for section that I have is this. It is a just a regular belt. This is what I'll be strapping things onto now. It's got one of those kind of heads where it's not like a regular belt where you put it through a loop and the pin goes through it. These you can adjust tightness to. And I put it in the care of and for because it can be, let's see, it's a spare belt, so I can put it on my pants if I need to. It's also the main portion of the Scout belt now, Scout belt instead of Scout pack. And I don't know if I'm saying this right, a tourniquet or something. Like, you know, if you get bit by a snake, you can, like, say you got bit right here, you can easily strap it on and through, and I don't know how to do it really, but yeah, see, there you go. You strap it through, and yeah, I'd probably be dead by now. But it's all about practicing the skills too, so get it on there, and I would die if I was on my own. That's why I got my bug out buddies with me. Okay, there you go. Get it on there and tighten it down. And you could stop a lot of bleeding out or the venom from traveling throughout your veins, but you'd really want to have that kind of already prepared. So I wear these belts all the time. I like these belts a lot better than you know, the regular kind of belts with the holes and the loop and the catch thing or whatever. Oh, that's the snowblower going on out there. Anyways, yeah, it's snowing a lot, like crazy snow. Right now there's a storm that's traveling across the entire bottom portion of the United States or something, and it's from Texas to the East Coast or whatever. Yeah, East Coast where we are. Pretty bad. The second ice age, woohoo! Good thing I got this thing packed up just in time. Okay, that's it for the care of and for bag, or part of the bag. And campcraft. Alright, this is a smaller area. There's this handle here on the back, the opposite of side of where you put your back. Okay, so I don't know if you call it the front or the back part of the pack. It's a small area here where I'll keep things that are for campcraft or to get a camp set up. Other than my tarp and my hammock that I just got. So 550 paracord. There's 100 feet of this here. If you know how to tie knots, you can easily reuse 10 feet of it at a time for years. Very strong. Always a need for paracord. Always a need for cordage. A fixed bladed knife. Also, I've given the name the Remington Skinner because it's a Remington brand knife. Good handle, rubber, and it's fixed blade. It's got a gutting hook, so the Remington Skinner. Yeah, always good to have a fixed blade knife for a lot more than just skinning or cutting. You can whittle. Good. Always good to have a knife. Protection. Tons of things. I got duct tape. We've all seen this before. It's the roll of duct tape I made, strung onto some paracord, tied up and wrapped around a piece of a pen so it's free spinning. You could easily loop on the bottom and loop it through something, have it hold onto it. Got hanging duct tape. What more could you possibly want in life? Duct tape you can hang from something, or you can attach it to something either. Also, we have some electrical tape. It's just small, kind of used half of this. There's a lot of uses for electrical tape. Knives and swords that I have that came with a wrapped handle, I usually take off the wrapping because they don't usually use 550 paracord. They use something else, kind of like a nylon rope or something. It's not as strong, not as durable, and they always tend to slip no matter how many times you rewrap the handle or redo the braiding on it. So what I usually do is I just take a bunch of this and I wrap it around the handle, and then I make some grooves with it so it's got more grip to it. It's pretty good, but there's a lot more uses. It's just like duct tape, only with less strength. Trench shovel. I got this a while back. I've actually had 2 of these so far. It's a small, collapsible, and you could take it apart shovel. I've actually done some work on it recently. So you just take the handle out of there, and screw it into the other part of the handle, and then you got this trench shovel here. You'll notice that the teeth on the saw part are actually look like they've been filed down. They have. I took my triangle file and went in between each one in different ways. So the blade on the blades on the saw part are good. I also took a flat file to this end, kind of made a blade or an axe grind out of it, because I can't remember what movie it is, but there was a movie I was watching about the German soldiers and during World War II, and how they said that if you needed to, you could use the trench shovel as a weapon. You could use the bladed edge to take someone's head off, blah blah blah, and they actually showed it in the movie. Some U.S. soldier or Axis Alliance or whatever, I can't remember, soldier popped down in the trench, and the dude just took a shovel and head right off. So I kind of made a edge out of that. It's kind of sharp, not too sharp, but it's more of an axe grind than a razor grind. It's a reliable shovel. You got a shovel, you got a pick, a pike, stab. I don't want to sharpen this end up. That's too much of a kind of a scary. Might end up stabbing yourself. So yeah, that's the trench shovel. They're good pieces of work, except for the shovel. I've only had 2 of them, but one because we were really pounding. Like if we weren't using it, we would stick it in trees, and the welding on the shovel came off. But that's because we were torture testing it. We were really rough with it for the first one that I got. A trench shovel can be used for a lot of different things. It could be used for digging up or putting in survival caches out there for, like tubes of survival things, and exactly what I'm going to be doing before we go on our camping trip. Me and my bug out buddies. I'm going to be getting together a PVC pipe with the 2 ends for it, or probably one with a screw end, and I'm going to go out to a place. I'm going to dig up a hole for it, put it in the hole, using that shovel, put it in, leave it alone for a few months, see if it's perfect, or if I did a good job. It'll all be dry and ready to use still. And if I didn't, it'll all be wet and ruined, or wet, depending on what I put in there. And you could also be digging holes for your recycled lunch. Yeah, bury that crap. Part 3. Usually this pocket I like to put this stuff in. This is the survival belt, or the scout belt. So, the usual, SOG spirit and flashlight, multi-tools. I actually put both my multi-tools in this one, actually. I like both these multi-tools, but a lot of them have different things. It's my Leatherman. This one has a pair of scissors on it, and scissors are very important, especially in the wild if you got to cut your nails, because You know, I don't want to sound all girly, but you know, I'd rather have my nails short or partly shortened and not cracking on me every time I need them. This one also has a Phillips head and a two flat heads, bottle opener, the usual, and a standard knife and file, I think. Go that or saw. This one's the other one. I think this was Swiss Army actually. I don't know what kind this is, but it's got spring loaded pliers. That's why I like this one a lot. Spring loaded pliers, several different blades, two flat heads, a pick, or you know, a smaller type blade that's meant to get in between your teeth or something. A bottle opener, saw and a file, diamond file, so that's good for sharpening things or taking care of metal. And you know, I think I went over the flashlight before. So yeah, different, like, you know, things that I would need on me. The belt would be taken out and things would be strapped around the belt. I don't keep my my flare gun in a backpack or anything. I usually keep it in a lockbox, along with any other things that may be dangerous, including the adapter plugs and even my when I had my BB gun working, my CO2 BB gun, I would keep the spare clips or spare magazines in the box with me or with them. I also keep my crossbow ammunition and pack. I have like a box where I keep all my crossbow stuff, including hex wrenches, spare darts or whatever you call them, bolts for my crossbow, spare strings and clips and stuff. I would keep them in a box, and I'd keep that in my lockbox with the other stuff. But when the time comes, I would either be taking out what I need from that box, or I would be taking the box with me. Miscellaneous. Pack 4. No, the other side of that one, I would keep my pack of cards and my 22 pellets. Pack of cards, 22 pellets, and I would also that's where I would be putting my crossbow kit and other spare ammunition in there. I also have homemade fire starters. I just don't know where I put them. Hold on, give me a minute. Well, it's no secret. I'll be showing how to make them, but I can't find mine right now. But basically, what they are is that I got these paper towel rolls. I cut them up. I stuff lint in them, and I make them all flat, and then I pour some candle wax over it. Candle wax soaks in, helps it keep it sparked and keep it relatively watertight. All you got to do is when you take them out, you got to fluff them out a bit, and then you light them up, and they'll start up. I've actually tested them, so they're good. Just be careful not to pour too much wax in them, or else they're all wax and no fluff. Main pocket. So basically, this area down here, it's got the camel pack. It's also partial frame, but partial internal frame. But I wouldn't test it too much. It seems a little bit weak. Okay, down in there, I usually keep cooking mess kit. This thing, I went with this thing instead of the mess kit that I got before, because all I did was boil water in it to melt wax, and it just started looking like crap. I don't know if it was the water or if I was boiling something wrong, or but the bottom of the stainless steel mess kit that I had became I didn't want to put food in there. So the mess kit I got is this thing. It is, I've used this thing before too. Pot and pan with a plastic bowl and a plastic cup. They're non-stick stuff in it, and it all has this removable handle here, so you can put it on the coals and keep the thing off and keep this thing relatively cool. All it really does is it just hook onto it, and it's all in there pretty good. I also have some just some standard utensils in it. They're made of a kind of a plastic. They're made of a kind of a plastic that, in order to clean them, you just put them in boiling water. And they clip together, which is cool too. So you got a mini spatula. They kind of milled down this edge so it's kind of sharp for a knife. You also got a razor, like a steak knife looking end, and a spork. Because everyone knows the best of both worlds is a spork. So they clip together, and to clean them, you just put them in a pot of boiling water. They'll clean up. No soap required. That's what I like about these things. They're pretty cool, compact and small. Lightweight, too. And strong, sturdy. I've used them before. What was it? Last time I used them, me and my friends went out and we cooked up some ramen down in an area we call Ground Zero. Awesome place, a little camp area. Although I don't really like it during the winter because the area is wide open when the trees aren't alive, or when the trees have no leaves on them. It's wide open. You can see it from where everyone walks around. So I kind of abandoned the area. We'll find a new place when we need to. I've already got a few ideas for me and my friends. Camping. Also went over the cooking and mess kit. Change of clothing. The clothing will be swapped out for the seasons, but for right now, what I got is 3 pairs of socks. Okay, one kind of high socks, ankle socks, more comfortable, and these are some, I don't know what material they're made out of, but they're heavy, kind of heavy duty. They got the padding on the bottom of the soles. They're not too high, they're not too low, and they're really good. They're warm socks. And underwear, of course. Stop gawking at my nethers. And jeans. I had it all taken out before I started up this video. Some jeans. Long pants are always good to wear, especially in the summertime. I don't like wearing a lot of shorts because you expose your legs a lot more to the brush and the bugs. But especially in the wintertime, they're good to have, because you don't want to be walking around with shorts. You can, but I'd rather not. And also, I packed these, I don't know, these like thermal pajama bottoms. They go good underneath the jeans for a little extra warmth. It's just you don't want to get them wet. They kind of soak up the moisture. Also, where is it? Oh, I don't have it in here. I think I took it out earlier. It's a 10 by 8 tarp. Standard 10 by 8 tarp. Oh man. Standard 10 by 8 tarp, and it's got brown on one side and like a reflective gray on the other side, so it'll reflect a little bit of heat, but until I put the Mylar blanket underneath it with some duct tape, it's okay. But I only have that because when I go camping with my friends, it'll be a little bit warmer than that. I won't really need a tent, but if I really do, I could angle it down in a certain way, or I can make a tent like that, and then I can hang this underneath it. This is a Grand Trunk. It is the Skeeter Beater hammock set. It's a 400-pound tested hammock, double stitched parachute, and it's got a double tracked no seam insect net. I can't remember the exact amount of space in between the gaps, but it's small enough to get to take care of even sand fleas. So it's good. I haven't even taken out really. I don't want to screw it up before I even get a chance to go camping. But it's got 2 internal pockets, two lines for the insect repellent net or insect net. It's good. This bug out bag isn't fully complete. There's a few things I really want to put in it. So the things that'll be added are what I'm going to talk about right now. I'm going to be adding a wool blanket to it. My friend knows where wool blankets are, and I'm probably just going to give him some money so he can go buy me one. Or I'll probably search the web for one for myself. Some food. Washing machine's done. Some food. Possibly dry frozen, the Mountain Man meals or whatever. Those are pretty good. They're small. You can fit a few days worth in a few bags. Light, small area compressed. But for now, I'm just sticking some ramen in there. And some small pouches for the belt. For my scout belt. That's the one thing I really need above for the scout pack at least. Are just some pouches for collecting. I don't want to rely too much on gear, because when you rely on the gear, you kind of neglect the skills, and skills is what's going to last longer than your gear. Your gear, this first aid kit can be gone. What do I have now? Unless I have the skills and the knowledge to know what to do for when that is gone. By then, I'll hopefully I'll have more skills by then. But for now, this is all the gear I have. It's a big bag for a little less gear. The tarp kind of takes up a lot of room. Another thing that's with this bag, I got it usually packed underneath the top lid and the compression strap for the main compartment, is my stick. It's a little. It's not long, but it was a broom pole at once. I cut off the broom part and I kind of milled it or sanded it down so I can put my SOG spirit on it, and so I can have a walking stick and an instant, kind of weapon to keep things at bay if I have to. Other things like my crossbow or whatever, I'll decide when I take my bug out bag. A bug out bag, usually you need to be deployed in 5 minutes, meaning you're there, you have your stuff, you're out the door within 5 minutes. I did this once at my other apartment that I lived at, and even for the amount of things that I had to pack, I had to grab things, I had to put things on my belt, get ready, and then be out the door. I did it under 5 minutes, which is really great. So if you can, even if you just do a practice run, just like practice run, time yourself from the time you get to your stuff, get it packed, get it on you, and out the door. It's a good idea to have a practice run also. When I do the video for the camping, hopefully I'll have a time to demonstrate the 5-minute out rule or whatever. Hopefully. Because when I go camping, I want to be able to bring my air rifle and my flare gun, hopefully. Not that I'll need them, but it's a good idea to have those things. And it also will demonstrate if I have to get into my lockbox, or if I have to grab something to go with the air rifle. It demonstrates the time that you need between getting the bag and then getting out, because sometimes you'll need to pack other things. Like, I don't want to pack, like if I had a gun, I wouldn't keep a gun in the bag at all times. I would want to keep it locked in a safe place, so I know for a fact that no one's going to get hurt if they accidentally come across my bag and then, oh look, it's a gun. No, I don't own a gun, but a gun would be good. Even a small defense 22. Keeps peace at mind, especially if you can handle it right and you can keep it safe from others and stupidity. That's the main thing, is stupidity from people. I mean, I swear to God. People who leave little kids in cars to go shopping for more than 5 minutes should not be allowed to breed. Stupidity. Yeah, sorry, I watched a video this morning. It's kind of weird. It wasn't like a real thing, but whatever. So that's the things that I keep in my bag. It's not a really big bag, even on me, but it's comfortable, it fits well, and I can easily be adding more things to it if I have to. There's still a lot of room, even though that tarp takes up a lot of space, rolled up and compressed as much as I can. I'll probably be finding a way to strap it down to the bottom of that bag so I can keep more space. But until I get all that fixed up, this is my bug out bag, and more prepared than I was yesterday. So yeah, more to come. Still working on that riot shield modifications. I'll probably just stick up to what I have already because I've already cut it down a bit. I'm not going to be cutting into 3 parts. The part that I already cut off, I'm just going to cut that in half so I can see by itself, and then plated with minimum amount of metal in between the riot shield and whatever's impacting it. But right now it's wicked snowy outside. I already took my pellet rifle out once for a few minutes. Yep. More to come. So I'm Bobby. Every man's preps. Peace.